I want to welcome everybody today to the Mylio Photos Coffee Break. My name is Angela Andrieux, and I'm a product evangelist for Mylio, which means that my job is to help you all be successful with the software. And today we're going to be talking about QuickCollections, which is another new feature in Mylio Photos 22.2. So for those of you who've been following along in this series since the launch of the latest release, this builds upon the last two sessions we've done, where we've talked about QuickFilters, we've talked about AI SmartTags, and today that builds up to talking about QuickCollections. So if you haven't watched those earlier sessions, I do recommend to go back and watch those recordings. And we're recording this session as well. So if you feel a little bit behind, you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, you can always rewatch those older sessions and then catch up and watch this one again. So let me go ahead and jump into Mylio Photos and we will get started. So give me just a second here. And we will share my screen. And here we go. All right. So we talked previously about QuickCollections or QuickFilters rather. So that's when you open up this left panel, you get QuickFilters and you have all of these different criteria that you can filter your results by. And right now I'm in the All Photos view, but QuickFilters work in any other view here in Mylio Photos. So again, if you're new to 22.2 and you remember all of our views, so we have our map view, our calendar, etc., being here across the top, those are now along the left-hand sidebar. So what is a QuickCollection? Well, in its simplest terms, it is a collection of QuickFilters, and it lets you get back to a certain set of images quickly and easily. So if we click on this icon here at the top of the QuickFilters list, we have a handful of QuickCollections that are already built into Mylio Photos. So you can get a feel of what this does, and you can name them something that's useful for you. So first off, let's go ahead and choose everything. You'll notice that it has no filters applied. There's no pills up here at the top because that's showing all of your photos. We go ahead and click on this again, and let's say we want to see only our 4- and 5-star images. This is going to show us our best work, things that we've marked with 4 and 5 stars, and that just filters out everything else. So you only see the best stuff, and it applies those filters very quickly and easily. Let's go ahead and take a different one here and choose camera cleanup. So if we go ahead and click this, you'll see it adds an AI smart tag for eyes open, but it does it in the exclude manner. So if you click long click or right click on a filter, you get an option to include or exclude. So eyes open is excluded, meaning everything that has eyes closed and is blurry. So what Mylio Photos is suggesting here is these are pictures that you might want to go through and delete. And if I open up the right panel here, you can see that my library of over 105,000 photos has been whittled down to about 1,500. So I can then go through and clean up stuff that maybe isn't worth keeping. This doesn't mean you have to delete them. It's just a suggestion. Let's go ahead and clear out those filters and try a different one. So let's go down here to happy people. This is a fun one. We'll go ahead and click happy people. And that pulls up the AI smart tag for person with eyes open and smiling. So again, that's a great way to find some of your pictures of all your friends, your family doing fun, great things. So those are QuickCollections in a nutshell, as far as using the ones that are built in. But where this gets really fun and really helpful is building your own. So I tried to think through a couple of scenarios where QuickFilters would be very useful to be able to go back to a certain set of images very quickly. So the first one I want to look at is pulling up all of the pictures from my DSLR and mirrorless cameras and excluding all of the pictures from my iPhone. So the reason I came to this conclusion that this might be helpful is historically, before Mylio Photos was in my life, I was a Lightroom user. And I would look at my Apple photos separately from everything I took with my big camera. And sometimes it still feels comfortable to go back to a view like that. So QuickFilters makes that really, really easy. So what we're going to do is go down to by camera and lens, and we're going to go into by camera, ups that down, and we're going to select Apple. So right now this is showing everything from all of my Apple cameras. It's going to be all of my iPhones, but I actually want to exclude this and show everything else. So all I would need to do here is long tap or right click, choose exclude filter. And that now shows everything from my big cameras. So it excludes all my iPhone photos. So now all I'm seeing are the ones that I took with my big cameras. Now I've made this particular filter I want to get back to this really quickly and easily. So I can go ahead and click on the Quick Collection menu and say Save as New Quick Collection. So let's just call this Big Camera. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And now if I go ahead and close out of these filters, let's say I'm going about and doing other things, and I want to see only those images, I can go back up here to the Quick Collections, and I can scroll down to Big Camera, and it takes me right back there. So this is really helpful to find and get to certain things, and it almost creates like a workspace inside of your Mylio library. So let's take this a step further. We've brought it to being all of our pictures from our big camera, but now we want to have it be a certain category. So I'm going to go ahead and jump up here to by category, and you can add categories to individual images, and you can add them to folders. So I've gone through a lot of my images, and there's ones that I've marked with work, which can really kind of vary, but a lot of it refers to, in my worldview, as pictures that I've done, photo shoots for other people, or things that I've taken on work trips. So if I go ahead and add in that work category, now I'm seeing everything that was taken on my big camera that I've marked for work. So if I scroll down, I start to see things from work trips and different page shoots that I did for other people. So this is a great way to get to a workspace where you're seeing only things from certain projects. You can also do this. I have one here called workshops. So I've had the privilege of attending a lot of different photography workshops over the years. They're a lot of fun, and they're a really great way to stretch your skills. So I can even see all of the ones from all of my workshops. And typically when I'm doing a workshop, I'm going to be shooting with my big camera, but I might have some behind the scenes stuff from my iPhone that I want to exclude. So we have this no Apple photos and only pictures that are marked with a category of workshops. We can save that again. We can go here to save a quick collection and call this workshops and click save. And then we can go ahead and let's clear out our filters. It takes us back to everything. And let's say we want to jump back to all of our workshop pictures. We can go down, scroll to the one we just created called workshops, and it jumps us right back to that category. So this is super helpful in dividing your library up into different things that make sense to you. Another one I like is to find all of my travel photos from last year and this year. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go down to travel. Let's go ahead and choose the travel category, and I'm going to pin that. And then I'm going to go up to by date, choose by date range, and let's try last year. And we can pin that. And then these are all of my travel photos from 2022. So this was last year. So I can go here to save as new quick collection and just do last year travel. And save that. And now I can get back to those images anytime I want. Let's go ahead and we want to adjust this slightly and do this year's travel as well. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull last year off of there, click that X next to the pill and choose this year. Go ahead and let that update. And again, I can save that as a brand new quick collection. Travel this year and save. And now I've gone through and saved that quick collection so I can get back to that at any time. Now, as you go through and do this, you're probably going to come across different quick collections that you're like, this is no longer useful to me. I want to get rid of this one. So again, you can click on that quick collection icon, choose manage quick collections, and you can either edit the name. So if you want to name it something else, or you can go ahead and delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete travel this year. Are you sure you want to delete? Yep, I'll delete that. And that removes it from my list. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in how you want to work with your images and what you want to see. Another one that I really like, and I'm going to share the actual search with you here in the chat in just a moment. But if you go down to here by custom, this lets you use the old filter style where you had to type in, you had the ability to type in really complex searches. So right now with quick filters, there's certain things you can and can't do with those, but you can expand that by typing in these custom Boolean searches. So for instance, I have one where I can see my 4- and 5-star rated images and anything I've marked with a pick flag. So I can go ahead and click that there, or Go ahead and close that up. I can go up here to my quick collection that I saved, 4 and 5 stars and flagged, and pull that up, and that gets me that same result. Another one you can do here is if you want to go through and start adding GPS information to pictures that don't have it, here's the search for doing GPS tagged. And this is GPS tag no, meaning these are images that don't have GPS location information. I can go ahead and click on that and then go up to this one here. So you can see it kept my flag. I'm going to go ahead and remove that one. And now let's say this is a new quick collection and I can say needs GPS. And this can be a to-do list for things that I need to research and get that information logged into the appropriate fields in Mylio. So there's a lot of different ways you can use this. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's very helpful. And that's pretty much all we wanted to cover today. So I would like to open up the floor now for questions and anything that you guys would like to learn more about with regard to quick filters or anything else here in Mylio. And let me go ahead and pull up the chat here for a second and see what happens here. So John asks, are quick collections persistent? So what you can do if you want that to be persistent, let's go ahead and pull up our 4 and 5 stars and flag quick collection. If you want that to be persistent across all of your views, you would just click that lock icon. And now that will be persistent as you jump to other views. If you've been to any of our older search and filter coffee breaks and webinars, you've probably seen the strings that JC puts together to find pictures of just him and his wife. Mm-hmm. I've done a similar one for my husband and I. I've done ones for just seeing my parents. So here's everything, just my parents' pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. A second ago, there we go. So I can see pictures of just my parents. That's their first names, and it says people count 2. Me and my brother, same thing, our names, people count 2. Those are fun ones to use. So there's a lot of different customization you can do. And I think in the chat, I did see that Lori put in the advanced search expressions, which is where we have all of these lined out. And all of those advanced search expressions can be added here under by custom.
Yeah, so keep in mind that when you're using a search expression in the custom field, you have to be very, very specific. You have to tell Mylio where in your metadata to look for. Like, if you type sunset in just the search bar up there where the little magnifying glass is, if you type sunset there, Mylio is going to look everywhere where there's data. It's going to look in the file name. It's going to look in the caption, in the title. It's going to look in the OCR data. It's going to look in keywords. It's going to look in smart tags, right? But if you're doing a custom filter, you have to specify which metadata field you want to search against. So that's one of the best ways to understand the difference between a custom quick filter, you're being very specific, versus a general search that is going to search every possible data string or field that Mylio has.
Well, I want to thank you all for joining me today. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you found it informative and figured out a few new ways that you can put quick filters and quick collections into use for yourself. If you have any questions, you can always find me in the community. Feel free to comment in the Mylio Photos Quick Questions or in the Insiders community, or send me a direct message. I'm happy to help you out. And with that, we will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone, and we'll see you next time.